Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy. We're back with another Transformer to transform, back and forth and back. Today we have Shockwave, a Shockwave figure. Oh, how I love Shockwave. This is the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, Fall of Cybertron. Deluxe Class Shockwave. He is a awesome looking figure for sure. I think he's wicked. He's already helped me by taking his weapon off, which is something I'm going to do right away, but I'm going to keep that in his hand just for now so we can get the general aesthetic of what that giant cannon looks like. He's got quite a few of the pink-purple accents, like kind of the pink plastic accents. His head is there. It's got some see-through capabilities. Light can shine onto that back triangle there and go right through the eye. So his head sculpt is very reminiscent of your G1 Shockwave, which I like to see nods to because that is the best form of Shockwave. IMO. And let's get right into the transformation of this guy, shall we? First things first, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. To all of you who have, and to all of you who found this video, what's up? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the back and forth. So on this channel, everything gets transformed to one mode and then to another mode and or to all modes. So this Shockwave figure does not transform into a tank. He does not transform into a gun or blaster or laser cannon of any kind. He transforms into kind of like a flying jet that he is in the game. And in that game, he flies and flies and never really lands. And so that's what he transforms into. So a couple other mentions real quick. He's got a nice little Decepticon symbol hidden under his chest. And he's got nice pointy feet. Steady on those alligators. And I'm pretty sure I have the arms in the right orientation, but it's weird that you see these ball joints in this orientation, which makes me wonder if they should be turned a different way, but I'm pretty sure this is proper. So let's get into the transformation. Let's do it. Let's go. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to, I believe it's pull this up. Nope. The first thing to do is pop these arms down. So we're going to pop these arms down like this after we've taken the gun. I think the first thing actually was to fold these fists in. So first thing, fold the fists in. Second thing, pull these shoulders down. So we're going to fold those fists in. Then you're going to pull these shoulders down from the resting place. And you do that so that these tabs come out of those peg holes there, allowing us to manipulate this center chest piece. So we're just going to lift this up and click his spring-loaded head into there. And we're just going to leave that in the upper position for now. Next, we're going to come to the back. And we're going to get this awesome gun, which, by the way, let's take a look at it real quick. It's kind of this, it can be done like this, in like kind of a proton cannon form. It can be also worn like this, in this triple-barreled blaster form. I like both. I think I prefer this, quite honestly, these 3 barrels, over having this kind of safety cover over it. But, you know, you can do that if you'd like. So I'll throw that over there. Let's get back to the Transformer. So the next thing you're going to want to do, is need that gun. You've got a square tab right here, and that's going to go right into his Anushka. So we're going to plug that in. And this is then going to be filler. Actually, am I doing this right? Sorry. Back up. This tab right here on the black part of the gun is going to go into his Anushka. So we're going to stick that in. And that allows it to fill the middle of the legs up. And you're going to just close these up and snap this back portion together. So it's going to squeeze together, hopefully somewhat nicely. And then you've got that section done. Also, just because I did it by accident, is you're going to flip these little Versace's up. So that's his leg portion. Then you're going to bring this main part down, and you can see these 2 pegs go into those recesses there. And so that's done like that. Awesome, awesome. Then you're going to bring these arms around and you're going to turn them so that this tab is facing inwards. You're going to do the same on the opposite side so that that tab has a place to go into right there. And then these both have tabs here and here. Let's see if you can see that there's one there, there's one here, and they go into these respective holes right there. There's one there and one there. And then they also snap together. So I like to kind of get them situated first, the one without the peg, then the one with the peg. These arms also have to be turned this way so that these silver rivets are facing up. And I guess there's two silver rivets, but like so. And again, you'll know you've got them in the right orientation because you've got a slat here and a keyhole here on the other side that goes into. So we're going to worry about that last. We're going to get these pressed together. Then we're going to get his elbows kind of in the right orientation so that these can go together. And then there's two tabs here that go into the two purple holes right there. Just like. And I have learned that you have to kind of get those elbows down. There we go. So that's situated. And we are almost there at this point. Next, you're going to want to swing these panels 180 degrees. There is a tab right here, and that goes into the hole right there. So we're going to bring that up and tab it in, and it doesn't necessarily squeeze in any. It's just kind of like a guide hole, if you will, or if you won't. Same thing here. Let's spin that around to get that to rest into that hole. So those are done. And then lastly, in the transformation, these wings along the back just flip 180 degrees forward and rest on those wings that we just rotated. And that is Shockwave in his flying mode. Now again, there's no wheels or landing gear or anything like that, and that is simply because in the game he never lands. At least I think that's why they took the cheap option there and not having to build anything else. And so you can sit him down in that position. I think he looks super cool. Anybody who knows the channel and knows me knows I love things that fly. This is one of the cooler alt modes of Shockwave, in my opinion. A couple quick things. Shockwave is, of course, from the Fall of Cybertron. This Shockwave is from the Fall of Cybertron game released for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Boo! And in the game, he is like he is in real life. If anybody knows what who Spock is in Star Trek, Shockwave is the equivalent of Spock in Transformers. He's all about logic. The only other emotion he ever usually feels is anger, but it's typically logic for him. Everything's about logic, data-driven decisions. That is who this guy is. Not known for any type of mind meld, shout out Spock, or shock pinch, like Spock has his Spock pinch. But anyway, that's enough crappy Star Trek jokes. And that is what he looks like in his alt mode. Give him stacks on stacks on stacks duty, and let's grab a size comparison. This one's going to be a pretty dope size comparison because it's the game that he's in. This is the PS3 Transformers Fall of Cybertron game for PS3. I have actually never opened it. I've never played it. I can't wait to do so. Now that I've got this toy, maybe I will do so. This figure, I should say. Super cool looking game. That is your size comparison. And one, you know what? This is the only video I'm going to do two size comparisons. Probably not the only video. Garfield, say what's up. Hey, John. I hate Mondays. I love lasagna. That's a terrible Garfield impression, but it's what I got. So there is Garfield riding Shockwave. Riding Shockwave. Riding. Anyway, get that out of there. Okay, so this is the back and forth channel. Everything goes back and forth and back. So let's go back to his robot form. And just like we got here, we're going to do the opposite of everything. So these wings are going to flip up 180 degrees, and they just kind of stop on that piece of plastic right there. And you'll feel that it stops. So that's where you want those. Let's go back to these panels. So these recesses for that little peg under here is the same as this recess here. Recess, which reminds me of a story that I started in a video about recess and never finished. And I never will. So let's flip this around. Let's get this into that little peg. Let's pop those in. Right on, right on, right on. Let's lift this up. And let's bring these arms down. So let's straighten these arms and bring those shoulders down like so. And we'll get these arms all turned into their regular, like this. So you line those molding pieces up like that and like that. And as I alluded to earlier, we're going to turn the arms around so that those ball joints are facing forward. That is awesome. We're going to go back to the legs, separate his legs from the gun cannon thing. Take that out of his bum, turn him back around, and let's just turn those legs to like a nice front-facing position. Flip up those Versace's, now in Leda Gatas. And then when you flip this up, this is a cool little feature. When you flip this forward, there's a spring mechanism that is activated by that switch right there that'll pop his head up. Because mommy had a baby and Shockwave's head popped up. So cool. I love that feature. I love it now because it works. When that spring gives out, I won't love it so much. So you can see some holes in the side there for his shoulders. Click. And one here on the other side as well. Click. And then I like to bring these arms down somewhat, not to the full resting beside him position, but rather close. And then you can reach in here. There's some little tabs right there to get a nail into so that we can flip his hands out. Do the same on this side, like so. And there you go. He's transformed. Perfect. Awesome. And for a guy who's so thin, otherwise known as Rexy Shockwave or Anorexic Shockwave, he stands really well. He's a good figure. He's stable. Even though he's thin and flimsy, he's very stable. And we can get his gun ready so that we can give him his weapon. There you go. He's got his weapon, and that is it. That is all, sir. Folks, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Slide that thumb down. Give me a like, please. It helps immensely. Why else are you here if you're just going to take from me and not give anything? Throw a like down. Put a comment downstairs about what you think the next Transformer will be. If you get that Transformer right, there will be a prize shipped out to that viewer. Subscribe to the channel, crush that notification bell so that when I post the next one, you get it first before anybody else. What else? I know what else. Have you been told recently that you're loved? Love ya. Secret Guy out.